All right. Hello, guys, and welcome back to Fox to Fox Report. This is the pre-match review for tomorrow's fixture at the King Power Stadium against Cardiff at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Going to be a big match, not because, it's Cardiff, though I don't want to, downgrade Cardiff and say they're a bad team, but if we beat Cardiff, it will be the first time we open the season with 4 wins in a row. So making history right there, but we must keep our heads on the ground and not, already say that we're going to win by numerous goals. No, it's always going to be a tough fixture, especially when it comes to the championship. Numerous matches. I believe we have 44 more matches left in this season. So, we're off to a good start, but we got to, play game by game. Going into the comments. Yo, Jeff, how are you today, mate? I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Can't wait for tomorrow. Love the profile pic of our new signing. Blowing Bubbles. Hey, Jeff, don't know if you remember me. It's been a while. Of course, especially with that name, Blowing Bubbles. I do remember it from the time we were playing you guys last season. LCFC Fox High 4-0 win. Last match against against Huddersfield, I thought it was gonna be like a 4-0, 3-0 match, but we came out with just 1 goal. So we don't know. We're not there yet based on our previous matches. I can't say that we're going to go into a new match and just goal score them just by so many goals. We just have to see what happens, but hopefully. Trust me, bro. Bayern want Ndidi. I've heard. I will get to that, to all the transfer talk after I get through all the stuff about Cardiff and pretty much everything leading up to this match. 2-0 win, Mabadidi goal, and Kasedi debut goal. We'll see. Will Kasedi starts? Perhaps, but that's the whole point of this pre-match review, talking about our latest signing, Cesar Cassidy, and seeing whether he'll start and how much of an impact he will be to this new Leicester City side. So, going into, like I said, not putting too much, attention on how big of a history we'll make if we beat Cardiff. Based on the pre-match press conference with Maresca, he's taking it game by game. He was told the reporters mentioned to him that, if we beat Cardiff, it'll be 4 games in a row that we win, something that we've never done before. And he pretty much just responded as in, let's take it game by game. Don't expect us to, completely just outperform Cardiff and come away with an easy win. No, he's also very considerate in where we are right now at the moment in the championship and just taking game by game. Latest signing, Cesar Cassidy. So a big name once again from what we know in the U20 World Cup with Italy. I believe won the Golden Boot for the tournament. Personally, when I was hearing about Cesar Cassidy coming, having links with us, with us being interested, I necessarily did not see anything too special. I don't think he's that, type of Mabadidi player where he's going to, perform just a spectacular type of play where it's just so entertaining to watch. I think he's a much more simpler player. Probably that's why I didn't see any spark in him. But he won the Golden Boot in the U20 World Cup. Certainly, that's not for any unknown reason. There has to be a reason for that. Good player. So just like any player that comes on to our squad, of course, we wish them the best of luck and see what they can do. And of course, with that right opportunity. Going back into the comments, LCFC 1884 Fossey. Hey, how's it going? The Blue Fox, how's it going? I don't know much too about the guy. Based off the press conference that happened today with Maresca, he highly rates them. It could be because they're both Italian, but we can't say that Maresca has been wrong about certain players. Based on bringing Mavadidi in, and you see what he can do now. Scored in our previous match against Huddersfield. So definitely looking not only Cassidy but Mavadidi and see what he can do with us, do for us tomorrow. Leicester will definitely go up next season. We hope so. That's something that we are taking game by game. Obviously, in the right start, right mindset, with 2 wins, 6 points in second place, and just going into the table for right now, as it stands, like I said, second place, we are below Ipswich Town, and crazy to think, based off the or after the on match week 2 of the new season, only 2 teams, us and Ipswich, were able to win 2 matches in a row, which is why there's such a significant rise with us. I think we were in 7th after match week 1, but after match week 2 we came to 2nd. Ipswich, I don't know who they're playing, but let me just check. They're playing QPR away. QPR has necessarily not been that great, though they beat Cardiff last week, which Maresca says they kind of deserve to win that match, Cardiff against QPR last week, which is why he's also not too confident that we're going to go in and just blow them away. But yeah, it could be. You never know what the outcome will be in the championship. But if Ipswich lose, and of course if we win, we go up to first place with 9 points. So that's certainly something that we want to see. Going into he would say Ipswich doing well. To be fair, I'm scared of them. Haha. I think Ipswich, Norwich, Southampton, and I'm not writing Leeds off yet. They're still very good. Southampton making some deals, though they lost some players like James Ward-Prowse. So we don't know how much of a big difference that will be for them. But for the moment, based off these previous 2 match weeks, I think Ipswich, Norwich, Southampton, and Leeds could be our competition in the championship. I highly rate Solarsic. Yes, I'll get to him later on when I talk about the lineup. Link with Chair and Harwood Bellis, and Harwood Bellis likely in Chair wasn't playing for QPR the other day. So yeah, talking about those players, I did hear about both being linked with us. I'll get to that later on after I get finish up with Cardiff. Certainly a lot to talk about in the transfer market as we're getting close to deadline day. But like I said, going back to Cesar Cassidy or Casade, however you mention his name, Maresca highly rates him. And one thing for sure he did mention in that press conference was that you don't need to tell him to arrive in the box. So Maresca was mentioning how he would tell Ndidi, how he would tell Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, Dennis Pratt to always arrive in the box, for any cross that comes in. But he did say that Casede was one player that always was trying to look for a ball inside the box, trying to head the ball and kind of be that player that would always, win balls in the air and score goals. So that's one thing that Maresca highly mentioned about Casede, and we necessarily haven't made any goals or scored any goals that were, in the air through headers. Rarely, we had Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall against Coventry, but before then, not really counting preseason, was fast, and before then, not so much. So we necessarily haven't scored goals with headers. Hopefully now with Casade coming in, perhaps that may be a different thing for us, where we score goals in the air. We'll see. But also Maresca does not ignore the quality of Dennis Pratt. So when talking about the midfielders in general, in the press conference, Maresca did mention how, ideal Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall is to the team, Wilfred Ndidi, Casade coming in, but also saying that Dennis Pratt has probably much more quality than Ndidi, than Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, than Harry Winks, so he certainly isn't writing off Dennis Pratt. Now, Dennis Pratt, it seems as though, as other players as well, his mind is beginning to turn as far as wanting to stay with us for this whole championship season. I think Maresca's short time here, has convinced most players that before the start of our preseason, that wanted to leave perhaps now want to stay. Like Fast looks like he's very happy. Pratt, and just other players like Clichy and Nacho, Ndidi perhaps as well. But we are hearing links with Bayern Munich. I don't know how much of truth is in that, but we'll see. Cardiff coming into this match 0-1-1. So their first match was quite impressive, going over to Leeds and drawing 2-2. Could have won 2-0, but let Leeds catch up in the last minute to draw the match and just share 1 point. And then their previous match at home against QPR, in which they lost 2-1, I believe. Going into the comments once again. Duck, how's it going? Going well. James Ward-Prowse left for a better team. Perhaps, yeah, definitely not in the championship anymore. Now in the Premier League. So hopefully it puts a massive just downfall for Southampton, which will favor us. But yeah, certainly wasn't working for him at Southampton. Good player, but obviously needs good players around him to play and to perform top quality. But that's one thing about Southampton. No more James Ward-Prowse. Pratt, KDH wings. The midfield cast will probably come on second half. I think so as well, but I'll get to that when I get to the lineup. Maybe Bayern can make Ndidi a better player. It's pretty surprising to see Ndidi being linked with Bayern after the fact that we went down to the championship. So I don't know. It seems very unlikely given the fact that, where we stand right now, for Bayern to buy someone from us that we're not in the Premier League at the moment. I don't know. It seems very, very unlikely, but I will be surprised if that move were to happen. LCFC Leeds and Southampton doing bad. Southampton much better than Leeds, but yes, Leeds have a match actually today against West Brom. I think in less than an hour, so we'll see. Certainly want them to lose, but yeah, we'll see what happens with Leeds. So going into injuries, who's coming back? Hemerson is back, though we can't forget Stolarczyk. So going back to that comment, I believe it was from LCFC Fox. I highly rate Stolarczyk. Me too. Very, very good keeper. Clean sheet in the previous 2 matches, which is impressive. And certainly given who we have right now, Hemerson, Stolarczyk, do we need to rely on Everson and Ward anymore? I mean, I feel more for Everson, but for Ward, I want him to leave. It's better off he just leaves. But yes, we have 2, if not 3, highly, high quality goalkeepers, beginning with Hemerson, Stolarczyk, and Everson. That would be, just numbering them. Hemerson, our first goalkeeper, second Stolarczyk, and third Everson. Yes, Leeds doing much worse, and we'll be watching them later. Me too. We'll see what happens. I'm so happy for Mabadidi. Yes, of course. That player, he just performs in such an entertaining way. It's so fun to watch him. He's quick. He likes to do tricks. That's the kind of style I love to watch. So yes, without a doubt, I'm looking forward to seeing Mabadidi come on and see what we can do against Cardiff. So going into that question, should Cassidy start tomorrow? Well, given how we were slowly figuring out the system, especially in the midfield, how we need an important player that, who's going to create plays like Dennis Pratt. We kind of figured that out for our second match week against Huddersfield. So to remove Pratt, since in previous practices and training sessions, we've kind of worked with just Pratt, and Cassidy just came on, this week. I think it's best to just, leave him perhaps for the second half and then start Pratt and see where it goes from there. But that leads over to the starting 11, my starting 11, what I want to see. And let me just share that with you guys right now, adding that. And that begins with the formation of a 4-3-3, perhaps put Mabadidi, and this will be Madi Vadua. So I was going to put McAteer. I thought he was good and fit for tomorrow, but he's actually injured for apparently 2 weeks, is what I'm hearing. So we won't see McAteer anytime soon. Hopefully sooner, but 2 weeks is half a month. So without a doubt, we put in Matty Vidua. I think Matty Vidua is a great player. Certainly needs much more game time to just perform to his very best. But based on the time that he's had so far, it's certainly not disappointing at all. Now, just going off the past 2 matches in the championship, it's without a doubt Vestergaard's going to play. As much as I'd rather put Doyle in the center back and have Justin or Christensen play left back, it's just we kind of already got to face it. It's going to be Vestergaard playing center back with Fass and Pereira on the right. And like I said, Hemerson is back, so have him start. And also going to, like I said, with Dennis Pratt, already playing with us, knows the system. If we want to implement Cassidy, not too soon, in my opinion. So I would rather have Pratt start. Kalichi and Nacho up top. Sadly, Vardy isn't doing what we expect him to do, and we can't complain because, he is at that age. The pace isn't there as it was the past 8 years ago. So, Ndidi, if anything, will be a much more better asset to us in the attack alongside Ndidi. And like I said, Matty Vidua. So let me know what you guys think about this starting 11. Do you think this is pretty much how it's going to be tomorrow? If not, leave it all in the comment section below. And of course, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. But yes, going back into the comments, give me just one sec. LCFC, if Cassidy does well next season, knowing Chelsea will probably have to pay like 50 mil. Yeah, we'll see how he does. Honestly, I'm someone who wants to have a loan player, but with an option to buy. And certainly we want players that are going to be part of something, not just now, but for the future. You think he should start? Yes. Maresca said more signings will come. Yes, only if we load out players, that will happen. LCFC, I prefer Mavidua to McAteer, but really both good players. Yes, both in the academy. So certainly we have players to work with. Cody is out for so long. He hadn't been injured before coming here. It's the curse of Seagrave. It honestly is. We have probably 6 more weeks left of his recovery time. So just get the points now and kind of work with what we have at the moment. I wish we could get some money for Vardy. If so, I'd let him go. I try not to try not to think that way, but I at least give him this season, and then we'll see how it goes from there. It's just a start, so hopefully Vardy, some spark, just comes in him, and he'll be the goal scoring striker that we've always known. Hopefully, I love the guy, but he's just the same. I know. I agree with the starting 11. Yes, so that's pretty much what I have for the starting 11. So going back to deadline day. So deadline day is approaching, less than 15 days. So based off the press conference today with Maresca, he was mentioning how players need to leave in order for us to bring more players in. He wants about 3 more players. I don't see us signing any more than 1 more. That's just given how we've been in previous transfer window deadlines. I just don't see it. And just given the time we have now, I just see 1 more player coming in, and hopefully that's for a right wing position or a center back position. Daka still has a chance. Yes, given the circumstances of Vardy, Daka has the similarities. And if we were to let Daka go, then we need to have someone come on that has similar abilities or can do both strength and speed to Kalichi and Nacho. But yeah, we can't unload Daka and just have Vardy and Kalichi and Nacho. That's just basically playing with a player and a half. So don't need that many, but 2 or 3. Yep. But yes, Maresca was saying, how he that he cannot get new players unless we offload others. But he also has spoken to the players that are just not part of his plans. So it's just pretty much up to the right price, negotiations, all board stuff that the board have to do, as well as Maresca have to do to find the right deal where we can bring in players and offload some. But based on how things are going right now, I think Harry Suter is leaving. He's just not in the plans of Maresca, unfortunately, as much as I highly rate him. And I haven't really seen him play, not even in preseason yet. So it's one of those things where I just kind of have to see to kind of believe Maresca's word. I think he's a quality player, as tall as Vestergaard, has the pace, and certainly much more efficient, I think. But it's the manager's call and not ours. Everson is going. I think so too. He wants to play. He wants to be a starter. Can't blame him. Denny Ward can just go away. But players that I want to leave though are Samori. Samori is gone. His mind is just elsewhere. Castagna as well. Just let him go. But Ndidi off to Bayern. Like I said, given the circumstances where we are, it's kind of weird or strange to see Bayern interested in a player that got relegated, that's playing the championship right now. I don't know what the plans may be if that link were to be true. But based on Ndidi, how he's been playing recently, I wouldn't discard him at all. I'd probably have him, stay on for the championship season. He's been okay. Unless we get someone else, but that's just my opinion. Samori, Ward, Castagna, Ndidi, if we get a good fee. Perhaps, yeah, that could definitely work as well. But yeah, Samori and Castagna, they have to go. I don't rate them at all. They need to leave. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But based off the transfer, based on what Maresca has been saying, about 2 to 3 more people coming that he hopes to come on by the end of deadline day. I just see one more coming on. But and again, it's deadline day. We'll see what happens. I personally think that if we were to get 2 or 3 more players and offload players by deadline day, then we probably would sell them for a much lower price. And, depending on how desperate we are to bring in new players, I don't see us selling them for the price that they're at the moment, by the end of deadline day. I just don't see it. If anything, we'll have to lower the price for them to leave. But yeah. But anyways, going now to my score prediction, I see a 2-0 victory. My last prediction for the match against Huddersfield, I said 3-0. But now seeing these previous 2 matches, only a 1-goal difference. So this one, I don't think will be, any far off. I think it's reasonable based on how we've been playing. But who knows? Do we want to have a goal fest? Certainly. We'll see what happens. But yes, we are on the verge tomorrow to make history. But we must keep our heads in the ground. Focus. Go with the system that Maresca is wanting to play. And then, get the goals in first, get the points, and then celebrate. But yes, that's all I have for this pre-match review against Cardiff tomorrow at the King Power Stadium at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not sure if I'll do a post-match right after tomorrow's fixture, perhaps maybe later on in the day, but I'll let you guys know, or maybe on Sunday. But I'll keep you guys posted. Anything that I missed or anything you guys want to talk about, just leave it all in the comment section below. Jeff before it goes, LOL. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Take care.